Hi friends, it's Miles here. I thought I'd do a garden tour. We're at the end of May and we're getting some really hot weather. I'm sweating really bad. I've got almost the entire garden planted out. I still have to do pole beans and sorghum and some squash zucchinis, but I'll show you what is growing right now. Come along. All right. We had onions planted out. This is Rosa di Milano and some shallots and a few other experimental onions. Those are some Zebrun, or like a French banana shallot. We've got 4 different brassicas this year. This one I can't remember the name of. It's an heirloom type of broccoli, sort of mostly a side shooting broccoli. And then over here we've got a hybrid Happy Rich. I have a video on this one, and it already needs to be picked. We've got some side shoot production starting. It starts off with a main, very small crown, and then it does massive side shoot production for quite a long time. And one of the cool things about this broccoli is that cabbage whites and other pests just can't keep up to it. It's very fast. Our spinach is pretty much ready to bolt. This was overwintered spinach, planted last August. Radishes have already been pulled out of here. We've got some oats that survived the winter. We're gonna do melons over here. I haven't planted those yet. This year's been interesting because I've got some experimental lettuce to play with. And if you look at this is just a small sample of some of the variety of strange lettuces, real genetic soup pot. I really like these dark ones here. This is Regis. It's sort of a romaine frilly type or Savoy type lettuce. And I want to try possibly saving some seed from some of these and letting some of them cross if possible. This is a romaine. I'm probably going to try saving seed from that. Some peas. We've got some tomatoes planted along here. This bed was sort of a failed bed of spinach. The voles came along and destroyed a bunch of it, so I filled it in with some random lettuce. We've got some fennel over there, green onions and lettuce mixed up, some more peas, tomatoes. We'll go over here, and not much to talk about in this garden, but we've got a rhubarb and potatoes. And I put in a small patch of hard red wheat, and we'll see what happens with that. It's growing. I really actually want to try planting that in the fall and see if I think it'll probably grow a lot better. Might as well show you some chicks. I don't know if you can see in here. We got some chicks. I think there's about 56 or so chicks this year. We just had our last hatch. We're bringing over these day-old ones right over here. The Jerusalem artichoke patch can't be stopped. Here. This is interesting. The mother is digging a little bit of a hole for them to sort of cool off in, because it's quite warm in here. They are, there's 11, and they are not too concerned about being with mom because it's so warm. All right, so we're over at the barn garden. We've got about 53 or so peppers planted in here. This is all new from the peppers to the left here. This is all sort of new land. I let the chickens scratch the heck out of it, but there was still a lot of rhizome grass in here. So I covered it with various things: landscape fabric, cardboard, wood chips, manure. We've got Scotia tomatoes. I think there's about 40 planted here. Our garlic, I think this is all Siberian garlic. It's okay. It's not. I was over at my neighbor's and he has much thicker looking garlics, but mine are planted quite a bit denser than his. We got some cherry tomatoes. Some of these took a bit of frost, but I think they'll be okay. They're coming back. We've got some carrots, spotty germination. We might have to fill that in with some lettuce or something. We've got rye in here that is just starting to flower. This one's not really flowering yet, but I've planted bush beans into that. And so as soon as they start to emerge, I'm going to cut this rye and hopefully it'll be flowering by then. Cut it off and maybe see if the rabbits might want to eat it. I've got more bush beans that are going to come up in here. Asparagus. We've been picking this quite a bit. There's a few spears. The comfrey is looking a bit dry. It's actually curling up and getting sort of hit by this. Anything that produces a lot of vegetative biomass in our soil doesn't really do very well. Comfrey's one of them. Comfrey, I mean, it'll survive, but it's going to take a hit. We've had one day of rain in the last 30 days, but we had a very wet April. And yeah, this is what happens when you're gardening in sand. A few more different cool lettuces. I really like this guy. Gonna save him for seed. That one's not too bad. This one is actually a hybrid that I saved seed from. I think it's a Jester crossed with Cocard, and Cocard's a very vigorous lettuce. I don't think I've cut any of these ones, but obviously this one's very productive. So it'll be interesting to, I kind of want to save seed from that too and grow out the F2s. All right, and then last on this is a trellis, pretty large trellis. What is that hen doing? Yeah, we've got a large trellis here. We're going to put runner beans and Seychelles green beans on. And I'm just going to, and then we're going to put zucchinis in the middle. Zucchinis will probably be finished up by the time the runner beans make their way the whole way along the, what's going on, guys? Everybody okay? Okay, one more garden to show. I could go on and show a couple more things. In fact, maybe I will. I'm not going to show you much of this garden. We've got radishes and lettuce growing in there. And in the back, we've got more cauliflower and more broccoli, more of a head broccoli. I think that's green magic. I wanted to show you this. This is a peach tree that I saved out of the compost pile. Every year I find peaches growing in the compost pile, and I just pot them up and grow them in a random spot. And this one finally flowered, and I don't know if you can see those fruits on there. It's got maybe 40 or so fruits on it, maybe. And so hopefully I get to try one of them. I know we've got lots of fruit pests here, so I don't know if I'll even get to try it or whether it's going to be good. I'm not expecting it to be really even edible, but we'll see. Sprinklers are giving a drink. There's a nice row of lettuce. Apple tree flowered really heavily. And we had some plums that this rye is flowering, as you can see. This rye is over my head. It's at maximum, it's maybe 6.5 feet tall, very tall. I'll just show you. The plum tree flowered really well. We got tons of plums on here. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some plum curculios showing up and causing damage on these any day now. Haven't seen any. Well, I guess that's it. I'll leave you with the Carolina allspice. This is a pretty cool shrub that I like to have around. Okay, well, thanks for watching. 12 minutes.